Hello, happy Monday. Okay, so I'm still working with the new backdrop here, and hopefully it doesn't fall like it fell yesterday and embarrass me. So I feel like I've done the foundation and concealer recently because we had our kudos where you got your foundation for free. But I had some questions this weekend, and they were about covering spots. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. So covering spots that you can get on your forehead. And I always talk to you guys about how I have splotchiness and uneven skin. So we're going to cover those. And then I got a message about dark circles. And so I'm going to show you guys how I do my concealer and then how I set my concealer with baking as well for covering dark circles. And I'm going to have to work with a little bit of powder I have here, because I didn't bring any, I forgot. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is I put my concealer on after my foundation. Now, I do have to set the concealer, which I'll show you, because it doesn't have a matte finish like this foundation does. This foundation, I typically do not cover with powder. You can if you want to. It does give you, hey Debbie, it does give you a little extra coverage as well if you want more coverage, but it's not necessary for everybody to use powder over this because it has that matte finish. But the concealer you do have to set, but I put the concealer over the foundation because then the concealer stays where I'm at. If I put concealer on and then I'm using even just my hands or using my brush to put the foundation on, I'm actually like moving that concealer around, which is going to lessen the coverage just a little bit. And depending on what you're going for, that is okay, especially if you need more of like a full face, full coverage. But if you're doing under eyes, you want that stuff to stay exactly where you put it. So I'm going to show you what I do here. So I'm using Taffeta. That is my summer color, and I look pretty pale right now, but I want to match with like my whole upper body. So I'm using the Taffeta, and I'm just going to apply it directly to my face because I don't want to lose it in my brush here. I like to get all of the product that I need. So I want you guys to see, in fact, I'm just going to start with one side of my face. And now these little beauty spots, I'm not going to cover up. This is just like a little bit of drops here. I'm not going to cover up these beauty spots. You'll still be able to see those, but like all of that other stuff is going to go. And I'm going to go light under my eyes. I don't really need to go totally crazy there because I'm going to put concealer and I just don't want too much on my face. So the first thing you can notice is it doesn't even look like, that was actually really quick, it doesn't even look like I have makeup on, but you can see all that splotchiness and it's kind of like brown and stuff, and then you come over here and it's much smoother and it doesn't look like there's anything there, it's just much smoother. So I really love how easy this is, and you can actually do this with your fingers. When I first got this foundation and suddenly decided that, wow, I can wear foundation, I don't have to wear just powder. I mean, I loved this stuff, and I was applying it with my fingers at that time. And then I got some better tools. I used some blending buds, and I got the brush. And I finally decided, even though I really like, oh, thank you, Katie. Even though I really like using blending buds, I really hate washing them. I hate washing my brushes, but they're easier to wash than blending buds. So that's why I don't use them as much, but the quality of, you know, what you get out of them is great. You just have to wash them. So you can see, I mean, and I put very little on each side, but now look at the difference from what you saw a couple minutes ago. Again, it doesn't look like there is makeup on there, but it does look smoother, like more airbrushed. And then I'm just going to do one little drop up here. And you can see how little I have to use really for overall. And some of these makeups, some of these colors are thinner than others, but if you're putting them directly on your face, you should be able to still get good coverage. Pardon me, guys, I gotta wipe my nose. There's something about being on camera, I just don't want to wipe it on camera. There's something about being on camera that makes my nose runny. Maybe it's like my nerves. So that's it for the face, and I'm just checking in my mirror to make sure I've got it all blended. And I'm actually not doing any eye makeup. I realize I haven't done an eye video for you guys in a while. Maybe I can do one this weekend. But on the day-to-day, I don't really do a lot of eye makeup. And so my guess is a lot of you who are hurrying to get out of the door are in the same boat. You're not doing a whole lot of eye makeup, but you do want to get your face ready to go. So, all right, so take a look here at dark circles, okay? So that's what we're going to cover, and I'm actually going to use my finger. I have to be a little more careful because my nails are long, so it's hard for me to get all the way up in here, but we're going to see how it goes. Hey, Allie. All right, and I'm using one shade lighter. I talked yesterday about how I like to use a lighter color in the center of my face, so plus I'm a little in between with the taffeta and organza, so I'm using organza. But you can already see, I haven't totally blended it, but look at how that light reflects right off. And I'm doing a kind of a triangle motion. We do not want to do the circle. And I always say there's no rules with makeup, but there are guidelines. And that's another one of the guidelines that I try to stick to because I get a better result. When you do the circles underneath, you can tend to look like a raccoon eye. And especially if you're someone who goes to a tanning bed, which I don't recommend, but if you go to a tanning bed, you're already fighting that because of your goggles. So, voila. Take a look at the difference. And even when I try to cover that light and you get in closer, you can really, really see this dark, I guess I can call it a circle. This dark circle, it's like it almost makes it look sunken in. And then here where it looks much flatter, and I always say youthful, we're always going for that youthful look. So, and it's easy to apply, you know. I always say how the mascara, which I'm wearing, has a little learning curve, but not everything does. I mean, the mascara is, you know, it's a two-step, or it's a two-part formula, a three-step process. So it is a little learning curve, but this is not. This is easy. Anybody could do this. First try, you could do it. And check that out. And see, even when I get closer, you can see how it has really disguised that. And I can put a little bit more on there, you know. I can still see a little, but I'm using very little. It blends so quickly. And again, I don't look like I have makeup on. So if you don't do anything with it like this, you're going to have creasing. You see, like when I start to get animated, this skin will wrinkle up under here. So we don't want it to crease. So this is how we prevent that. And actually, this is how I use my blending buds now because you don't really have to wash them when you only use powder. So I'm actually using baby powder to set. Our translucent setting powder sold out like that. So, and it's still sold out. But baby powder, let me cover my dress. Baby powder works wonders. And so what this does, this is called baking if you haven't seen it before. And you just put a crap ton of powder over your face. And if you really don't have anything else, you could do it with a colored powder, with a loose powder. But you're better off with a translucent or a baby powder with no color. Because the point of this is to have really light coverage. And you're not layering because you're going to brush this off. So we let it set. And the heat from your own body and the powder on top, it's going to trap the heat, or the powder on top is going to trap the heat from your own body. And that's where you're baking your face. And so some of that powder, it sets in right on top of your concealer, and it bakes into your face, and then you brush off all this excess, and I'll have that nice matte finish that I already have from my foundation, but I also will prevent myself from getting creases throughout the day, and that concealer that I put on is going to stay put. And I'm telling you what, this is such an easy trick. I always thought baking was like this super serious, difficult thing to do. But like contouring, I found out once I did it, I was like, that's it? Like, that's really it? Why have I not been doing this? So, let me see. While I wait, let's put on some lip stain. You typically want to wait like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not going to have that long today, but I do want to wait a couple minutes and show you guys as soon as I take it off. So, since it's summer, I think I'm going to go for a little pink lip stain. And you guys can see how easy this is too. So, and this wasn't supposed to be part of the video, but you got to kill some time sometimes, so. I love our lip stain. I normally don't press my lips together unless I want to dilute the color. I'm actually really pressing it in there too, so that'll help, but I don't want to wear, basically I don't want to wear as opaque as I normally do, which is why I'm pressing my lips together. Otherwise, I do not press my lips together, until it's totally dry, and I, you know, go like this and help it dry. But it all depends on the look you want. And these are layering, like you can layer them. So if you did want a really intense color, you could easily do that just by doing like 2 coats. And you do want to be careful not to talk. Okay, so you can see I still got a lot of good color there. And just want to smear that in. Ta-da! So I'm going to let it, make sure it's really, really dry, and then when I touch it, but I mean already like barely anything is coming off where I tried to smear it from my peaks. So this stuff will stay all day. I'll probably still have pink lips tomorrow morning, honestly. And even though it won't be like tomorrow morning, it won't be as bright pink, obviously, because I will have brushed my teeth a couple times and wearing it 24 hours, but it'll still have a little bit of hint of that pink. So, all right, let's pretend I've had this on for a lot longer. Ideally, I would wear it 5 to 10 minutes. I would probably do my eye makeup or something like that, do my mascara. This is how easy it is to get rid of, okay? Ta-da! It is that easy, you guys. It really is. Sometimes you watch videos and you think, well, she just makes it look easy. No, it's just easy. And so, well, here, let me get this off and then I'll show you guys. So you can see, or you can kind of see here, it's matte all over. And what's going to happen is when I smile, when I laugh, it's not going to crease where I'm wrinkling my face. It's not going to crease at all. And I'm set for the day. So the only thing I would add to this now is my bronzer, which I'm going to do after I let you guys go. And I'm going to do my contour with my bronzer, and then I'm out the door. So your 5-minute makeup, I mean, I realize this video is longer, but your 5-minute makeup is that easy. And you get the coverage for the spots, and you get the coverage for the dark circles, and you can use your fingers. It's just that simple. So if you have any more questions, let me know. And if there's something you want to know about, message me, because then I'm likely to do a video just for you and show you what you want to see. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. I love you all. Bye-bye.